Hello and welcome to the third video in the series on how to import data into R. So far we have just looked at data which is locally stored on our computer, which has been proved to be quite easy to import into R. Now we want to look at data which is only in the web and we want to have loaded into our RStudio environment over here. I won't go too much into detail. Of course, you also have the options to import data which you have scraped online. It's some trend which people talk about a lot. For now, we just will be happy by importing a data set which is available on a link. Maybe in a further video I will dive deeper into the topic of web scraping, but for now we will just look at data, for example, like this one. It's a data set stored online under this link. Some US American weather data, I suppose, and we want to have that on our computer. First thing we do is we copy this link and then we put it into exclamation marks and paste it. So now, and then we give it a name. I give it a name like link US, for example. Link US, arrow, and control enter, and now you see it's already saved in here. That's the first step we do. In the next step, we want to import it. So we just use our fread command again with, in data table, which we load. It's done in the previous video. You might want to have a look at it again. So you do fread and then just a link, which we have named above. And of course, like everything, we also give this a name. I just call it L, like link. And then we can import it. And you already see, yeah, there's some announcements. Import it, and now we have it here. We have lots of observations. We have 5 variables. Let's just have a look at it. So ideally, we're good by now, ideally. But in reality, often there's things which are not perfect. And the same thing is with this data set. You see, damn, it's quite big. You see those columns have several names. So you have series ID in the first column. Looks good, all right. The second column, it's already shifted wrong, but year looks quite good. And then it starts like, is that the period? I don't know. Maybe this is what A01 symbolizes. And then the footnote codes, which might be NA, but which could also be something above here. We don't really know what's right. For now, let's suppose that footnote codes is this one, all right, and value is this one. Period might not have values, okay, and year is this one. If this would be the case, it doesn't necessarily have to be the case. As a data scientist, it's your job to verify that this is the case, but let's suppose we have verified that this is the case, that footnote codes is this one, value is this one, period is not existent, year is this one, and series ID is this one. Then we have some problem here because it's imported wrong. That happens quite often when you import web data, all right? Then you have to deal with it. And in this case, we take 2 different steps. Again, we use arguments in the fread function. I have prepared something which we will use later. For now, we will just select those columns which we want, like the one which has an A, we don't want to have that. So we say select column 1, 2, excuse me, column 1, 2, 4. Now we import it. Again, L is updated. It's only 4 variables again. We go on there. And now we see, yeah, it's good, but we don't want to have period in there. Remember, we said that this is actually value and footnote code. So value should stand here and footnote codes should stand here. In this case, you would want to prepare some list of column titles, of variable titles. I have already specified one because it would take too long to write it here. It's just a list of those column names we want. So first, series ID, remember it was correct, right? Series ID, year, period, time was wrong. Value was wrong. We wanted to have series ID, year, value, and footnote codes, okay? So I put it here. Give it this name for the 4 columns we have specified. And then I would say in another argument, call names equals, how is it called? CNames. Separate to the next comma. Then you say Control Enter. Yeah, we wait. And then it should be clarified. Yes, it is. Footnote codes is up here. So this is how you efficiently import web data. Even though there might be some hurdles, you're easy to overcome. Now, we have imported data from our own computer and we have imported data from the web. In every cases, you want to save those data onto your computer. I'm going to show you quickly how you do this. You just type in the command save. You specify the name of the dataset you want to save. For example, I want to save the L dataset, which I've just imported, and then I have to give it a file name, exclamation marks, and I say link.rda. RDA is very important. This specifies you the format. You can also save in the other formats, for example Excel or CSV or Stata, but then you need different commands. I usually always save in RDA, but if you're interested in saving in other data types, you might want to look on blog entries how to do that. It's quite a lot of literature on this topic. So you just press Control Enter if you want to save the RDA, and now it's being saved. And if, for example, we want to have our data from our empty environment, so I'm just going to unload everything, that there's nothing in my environment again, my working directory, so there's nothing there, and I want to have it back. I would just need to type in the command load. So I say load and then the name of the data set, which is link RDA, and then it appears again as we have already done in the first video, or we just click on it as I've also shown, and then as my L, it's back. Thank you for watching my last video on how to import data into R. In the next series we deal with data preparation for analysis. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to click on the next one.